All right.
Our members also help us give back through grants, scholarships, random acts of kindness, and thousands of Arizonans afford to join Desert Financial, located inside the Mesa.
And we'd like to thank Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program this morning. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday morning. Not quite as slippery out there this morning, which is nice. But all that snow we got, it is beautiful and much needed. So we're very thankful for all of that moisture. Well, this morning in the studio, I have Mr. Art Schaier, and he is the Veterans Services Chairman for the Elks Lodge here in Payson and also the Moose Lodge. And he's going to be sharing with us just all of the veterans activities, everything that is going on that involves and honors our veterans here in the Rim Country. And it's great to get all of this out, to recognize our veterans, and to recognize everything they've done for our country, and recognize how much of a big part of the community that our veterans are. So Art, thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing.
Thank you, Mayor Higgins.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, so please bear with me.
Oh no, you're gonna do great. I just want to say also, we just recently met, and I want to thank you for everything that you've done in the community, all of the events that you've organized over the years, bringing veterans together, bringing people together, getting businesses to support these events. I know with the movie theater and other places, they'll say, oh yeah, that's Art that does this. Hey, Art's been here. Art put this together. So I really want to say thank you, and I appreciate everything you've done for our community.
Thank you, Mayor, and I hope you don't mind me calling you Chris.
Not at all.
As Chris said, I'm the Veteran Service Chairman for the Payson Elks and the Payson Moose Lodge. And from Payson, along with Jim Muir, I am now a new board member for the Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat. This is a new 300-acre retreat in Young, Arizona for veterans and their families and their caregivers. You may not be aware, but Payson and the surrounding area has, according to the wall, over 7,000 veterans living in a 50-mile radius, Chris.
That's amazing. It is amazing.
I must share with you, yesterday I was at we have incorporated the Veterans of Foreign War. Everybody, because of their ages, died off up here, and they used to meet up here. So we've incorporated with Commander Rick Oliver down in Tonto Basin. We have combined the Payson and the Tonto Basin Veterans of Foreign War. They meet up here quarterly at the Moose. And anyway, I had the pleasure to go to a Quilts of Valor. And if you've never seen it, people were crying. And one of the participants up here received the award. And this award was given to a Korean vet who's a good friend of mine. The group honors veterans who have been touched by war, and it's a very touching tribute. And I must tell you that these ladies, these ladies have done between 300 and 400,000 quilts.
Wait a second, 300 to 400,000
thousand quilts.
Oh my goodness.
And these are for veterans that have suffered, and they have to be brought up. In this particular case, this gentleman who wants to not talk about it, but the gentleman was honored, and he's a good friend, and when he started crying, it made me shiver. I did talk to someone last night, who's Bud Hoffman, who's head of the Honor Guard, and he also was awarded with this, and he said when they put the quilt on him, he just got chills all over him.
Wow.
So this is a thing that we're going to support.
Oh, that's great. And Bud also just another veteran here in the community that is involved in so much and does so much. So thank you, Bud.
Well, we have a lot of things to talk about, but I need to, and this is getting me so excited, I need to share with you our big upcoming event is our flag fundraiser, which is in conjunction with the Tonto Apache tribe. And I must give a big shout out to Chairman Calvin Johnson and his council for all the support to get the ball rolling on this big event. It's called Rally Around the Flags Fund. So patriots, please be part, and not only patriots, but their families and their members and their neighbors. Please be part of this and help contribute to the Payson Flag Fund. No matter how big or how small the contribution is. I know everybody asks for things, but if you can visualize 11 flags on top of the Tonto Apache Reservation, shining down, lit up at night, 365, you will see these flags guarding over. And by the way, one of the reasons for doing this too, I don't know if you're aware, Chris, that many years ago, in fact, Cliff Potts happened to be the mayor at the time, Governor Fife Symington went ahead and made Payson, Arizona, the flag capital of the state of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lions Club will be well involved in that.
Mm.
Our goal is to have every branch of the military service proudly flying from the top of the Tonto Apache Reservation for all of Payson and the Rim Country to enjoy. And it sounds corny sometimes, but I heard it used yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom is not free. So let's keep this message alive.
Oh, definitely. I know I saw that on the flyer, and you can't, I don't think you can say that enough, or we can say that enough, because we have to remember that. We definitely have to remember that. It's too easy to take freedom for granted. And I wanted to have you just talk a little bit about, the Rally Around the Flags Fund. Every branch, you're saying every branch of military service will have a flag that will be flying up on the reservation, and that's overlooking the town of Payson, Rim Country. I mean, you can see the Mogollon Rim from up there. So just that image that I have in my mind, and like you said, these flags flying over the town and flying over Rim Country, kind of like as a protector, a reminder, honoring all those services and servicemen and women and their sacrifices for our country.
Well, I think Chris can certainly do it better than I can. I will tell you that it doesn't make any difference how small, how big. When the people look up, when the town looks up and looks up at these flags, I want them to be able, there's no I in the word team, we want them to be able to go ahead and say, you see those flags up there? I did that. Mm-hmm. And I can assure you, and I can guarantee you, that those flags will be flying long after we're gone.
And so what is the best way for people, if they are listening today, they're watching on our KRIM FM live video, and they want to donate. They want to get you money, they want to donate to the Rally Around the Flags Fund. What are ways that they can do that?
All right, thank you, Chris.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you would mail them to my address, it's Art Schaier, Schaier, at 1300 West Lake Drive, Payson 85541, and please make a check or even cash is fine to the Greater Payson Moose Lodge 852 Flag Fund. And I can assure you that every dime, every penny is accounted for. We will also be in the upcoming Elks magazine, and I'd like to, if I may, tell you some of the people that have already pretty much committed to be involved, and it's just amazing.
Yes, that'd be great.
The Tonto Apache Tribe, the Payson Roundup, Banner Hospital, the Moose, the Elks, the Marine Corps, the Cactus Navy, the Veterans of Foreign War, which is Payson and Tonto Basin, the Lions Club, the American Legion, Veterans Coffee Time, and if you don't mind me saying so, Mayor Chris Higgins.
Definitely.
Supervisor Steve Christensen, Woody Klein, Star Valley Mayor Bobby Davis, Wreaths Across America, and this is all, and so many patriots and their families with whatever amount. It doesn't make any difference. There's nothing too big or too small. This is showing patriotism, and in my opinion, we need patriotism more now than we've ever needed it before, sir.
Amen. Amen. And it's great to see there are so many people already that are in support of this, and I know that list will definitely continue to grow. And it's great to see our community and members of our community coming together to support this, in support of patriotism, in support of our community. That is what makes our community special, when we work together to do great things like this.
I'd like to, if I may, just tell you that this isn't just off the cuff deal. We had 3 flags that went up on the reservation. Right now it's the POW flag, the tribal flag, and the POW flag, the tribal flag, and the American flag. With meetings with the tribal council, and again for the second time or third time, I can't thank Chairman Calvin Johnson enough, because he gave us the okay a couple of weeks ago in order to go ahead and raise all the flags up. I'd like to tell you that just some of the things we have done in the last year. The Elks had 2 veterans dinners where veterans dined free, band dancing included. The Moose Lodge had veterans dinner too. Veterans meals were free. We had 2 movies at the Sawmill Theater, and I have to tell you about the movie at the Sawmill Theater. We had the movie Midway, and Craig, if you're listening, Craig, you always are so great to the veterans. But we went ahead, and before the movies, and we had some dignitaries there, and they said a few words, and I said even less, and I had Craig put together a thing with Lee Greenwood, and I asked the people, I said, ladies and gentlemen, we had 2 full theaters, standing room only. Ladies and gentlemen, are you proud to be an American? And they shouted out, yeah, we're proud to be an American. And on the screen, and I asked him, then please join Lee Greenwood in singing, I'm proud to be an American. And according to my wife, who was sitting there, she said, there wasn't a dry eye in the place. And my heart was just pounding down. And this isn't theater. This is what we need to do for the veterans. But anyway, we had 2 movies at the Sawmill Theater. There's a Veterans Coffee Time that we invite you to every Tuesday morning at Mount Cross Lutheran Church. Free donuts and coffee, fellowship. I go there every week. Please join us. Last summer, the Moose Lodge held a fantastic, what they call stand down. Now, if you're not familiar with a stand down was created when the people came back from Vietnam. And as you well know, how they were treated when they came back, to bring them back into society. Well, they had the best stand down supposedly in the Rim Country. We went ahead and we had 159 veterans sign in. We, the Moose, collected 100 pints of blood, and we've already announced August 19th will be our stand down again. And if you would like to participate, we have national things and the VFW and on and on and on. And we'd like you to join us August 19th.
That is great. And I know after you mention a couple other things here, we'll go through the calendar, because it's important to get that out and letting people know. But I know you have a couple other things that you want to talk about. One of them is the Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat in Young, which is an amazing project.
Yes, it is. And I asked permission to go ahead, and so I'll be reading this off. But Kathy Melvin, Woody Klein have been behind this. I've been up to some meetings, and as I mentioned earlier, Jim Muir and myself, who's done a lot for veterans, by the way, here in town, are on the board. And I will just tell you, and this is really from Kathy, construction is moving right along. Just recently, the main office buildings were completely repainted inside. Has new laminated floors installed and really been transformed. One of the 2 barracks has also been painted and new flooring installed. A group of county staff has been talking with purchasing all new furniture, the main office building, and so on and so forth. Land has been cleared near the barracks that will provide walking path as well as an area to enjoy picnics, ramadas, covers, picnic tables. Work also continues on the 2 ranch-style homes that will be utilized for the veterans and families to stay overnight. The first of the 2 houses have received some improvements, but has a long way to go. It will be the first of the 2 houses to receive an all-new kitchen. Now the question we get asked a lot, when will we be open? That still hasn't been firmed up yet, but hopefully by late spring. We should know more once we get delivery of the furniture and all. We have established a board of 11 members, which I told you that Jim Muir and I are 2 of them down here. The board consists of veterans and non-veterans, also benefits veterans all over the state of Arizona and eventually, hopefully, all over the country. The bylaws have been adopted and the process has moved to the account phase, and to get the IRS designation placed, we are seeking a 501(c) designation, and we are hoping to have it finalized in the next couple of months. We continue with our outreach efforts every day and urge everyone that knows of someone of the same group that would speak on behalf of this. I want to tell you that if you go to Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat, you can see, I think it's Razor Images that went ahead, and you can see the beginning of it. But why this is so important is this is, and everything we do and I do with the veterans is not political at all. And I can tell you that this was not political, because you had Gosar and Cinema and Mark Kelly and everybody involved in putting this together. Almost 300 acres in Young, Arizona, and this will go nationally.
And I'm just looking at the website right now, and that's Cameron Davis with Razor Thin Media that put that together, and already, pictures up of the area, and probably, it sounds like they're working on that, getting a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
progress. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's great to see. Again, that's Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat, and you can go to the website, and they also have a Facebook page on there that explains more about the retreat, its mission, and some great pictures on here. Also, let me see, Joseph Dickinson, man in charge of coordinating the effort, and a interview with him, or a little video with him and some others that are working on the project. So that's when Steve Christensen, Supervisor Steve Christensen, he has been talking about that when he comes in on our Community Spotlight program, and it's very exciting for our community, for the state of Arizona, and to have this retreat out in Young, where it's just so beautiful. It is a great place, and I can see, veterans going out there that need to get away, that need, just to reset, and it will be a great place for them. So that is good. So looking at the year here, 2023, all of the events that we have coming up honoring our veterans. Do you want to go through that list of events, Art? Because it's great. We have a wonderful support in the community. I know at all of these events, we see a lot of community members out there, veterans and non-veterans, but it would be great to see even more people. It would be great to see our park, packed out, and just, and young people. If you have children, grandchildren, bring them to these veterans events. Let them see and be around our veterans, and be a part of our community honoring our veterans and these events. So what does it look like? It looks like March 13th to have an event coming up.
Right. I can tell you, if I may, just real quickly, about 5.5 years ago, and I forgot to mention this, I was at the Elks, and I was helping out Taco Tuesday, and some lady came up to me who was the ER at the time, Beverly Cunningham, and she said, I see in your application here that you'd like to work with the vets. And I said, well, yes, I am a vet, just like you are, Chris. And I said, she said, but we don't know how to get a hold of them. And in the last 5.5 years, this has sprung up, when I tell you we have over 7,000 vets. And we have a whole list of things. March 13th is K-9 Veterans Day. The 25th of March is Medal of Honor Day. March 29th is National Vietnam War Veterans Day. May 20th is Armed Forces Day. May 27th is Memorial Day. June 6th is D-Day. June 14th is Flag Day. Flag Day, I have to put a plug in, if I may, for the Lions Club, because the Lions Club did receive the charter from Governor Fife Symington, I told you, and they put on the Flag Day, and they have asked me to head up this Flag Day, and it's going to be a tremendous day. It will be at Green Valley Park. And I might also say, just another plug for the Lions Club, who does so much, is that I believe on the 10th, just a few days before, they're having their 60th anniversary.
They are, yep, June 10th.
So I wanted to, then we have July 4th, Independence Day, Purple Heart Day on August 7th, POW Day, MI Day, September 15th. Of course, November 11th is Veterans Day, and December 7th, we always talk about Pearl Harbor Day and the sinking of the Arizona.
And we have people watching on our KRIM FM Facebook page, a few people. Sharon Besco, she says, good morning. Michelle Wintrick, she asked, how can young veterans get info to get involved?
Well, if anybody, I gave you my address, and my email is artschaier, SCHAIER @gmail. And I have to tell you, that is such a great question, because that's why we're doing the flags. I can't tell you enough, and that's why we keep on preaching patriotism, because very frankly, I don't believe our younger people know why and how they have the freedoms they do today.
And it's important to share and to...
That's my name, and I'll share.
And I apologize at the beginning for mispronouncing your name. I have it now, though, share, because that's a great way to remember it. And I am posting your email on our Facebook live video right now, so that is out there for everyone. I'll also put your phone number, if it's okay, Art, on this as well. So, Michelle, please feel free to share Art's email and phone number with any young veterans that you know that would like to get involved.
My pleasure. I put my address down for the donations, so you certainly have, you know where I'm at. Live right by Green Valley Park.
There we go. Also, you mentioned the VFW, Tonto Basin and Payson, and there's quarterly meetings for that group, correct?
Yes, the Veterans of Foreign War, if I may, the Veterans of Foreign War used to meet at the Elks. And what happened was, because of the ages, people started dying off. And so we had to figure out how to go ahead and keep this going, because people were dying off. So I started attending some meetings down at Tonto Basin, and we have a wonderful Commander Rick Oliver down there. And now what we have done is, it is not only the Tonto Basin Veterans of Foreign War, you can join, and you are the veterans and Payson have joined hands together. So they meet every Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, down at Tonto Basin, and on the quarterly they meet at the Moose. Their meetings are in the morning at Tonto Basin, but they do meet at noon quarterly, and I do have the dates, and they're posted at the Moose if you go down there. And you'll also find there's a lot of veterans at the Moose and the Elks.
And speaking of the Elks, there's also a monthly meeting for Marines.
That is correct. And the reason the monthly meetings at the end of the month, there's a meeting for the Marine Corps. That's why the Veterans of Foreign War normally meets at 9 o'clock in the morning at Tonto Basin. But to accommodate the Marine Corps, they meet at noon and have lunch, so the Marines can go down to the Moose and meet with the Veterans of Foreign War.
Wow, that's great. And then one last meeting that you have on here, the Cactus Navy. They also meet each month as well.
Yes, they meet, the Cactus Navy meets at Tiny's on the first Thursday of every month. And the fellowship and the stories and everything these guys went through, it's just at the Tuesday morning meetings, at the Marine Corps meetings, at the Veterans of Foreign War, sometimes guys get up and they start telling their stories. And and to answer that lady that called in, the young people would be amazed of what they did to make this country and what it is today.
And so that's another way that young veterans can get involved, that they can learn about what's happening, is that Tuesday coffee at Mount Cross Lutheran Church at 8 a.m. and it goes until 9 a.m. Even if you can't stay there the whole time because you have to head to work or you have something else, it would be good to stop in there to the meeting and meet some of the veterans that are here in the community. And again, just want to mention the Rally Around the Flags Fund, how you can contribute to that. Checks can be made payable to the Greater Payson Moose Lodge, number 852, Flag Fund. And you can mail those to Art Schaier, and his address is 1300 West Lake Drive, Payson, AZ 85541. Now, can they take checks? Can people take checks to the Moose Lodge as well?
No, we'd rather they didn't, because I need to keep a complete, once a week I go over, or every 10 days, to the Moose Lodge and I turn in the money. And I will be doing the same thing because at the Elks, it's in the Elks Bulletin, and I need to be responsible and turn the money in to them. So if they could please give it to me.
Okay.
I go to the gym almost every day, and you're amazed just at the gym right behind Bosa's that people give us money, and I turn it in, and we have a record of everything. So we don't want it going through too much hands,
Okay, yep.
too many hands.
So also, if you wanted to get a check directly to Art, you can give him a call as well at 602-291-9922, or you can send him an email at artschaier, and that's SCHAIER @gmail.com. Or you can message us here and we can get you Art's contact information. Again, I'll put it up on our Facebook page. We'll share this Rally Around the Flags Fund. And also really want to thank the Tono Apache Tribe for being a part of this. And Calvin Johnson, the chair of the Tono Apache Tribal Council, their commitment to the community, it's always been there. And it will continue to be there, and I know everyone really appreciates that. So is there anything else? We're right at 10:30, but anything else you'd like to share?
No, I just want to thank the mayor for having me on. I hope I didn't stumble too much, but I have to tell you that I wear it on my sleeve, and you can see me around town all the time. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a pest. Say, what have you done for the vets today? And I'll continue to do that as long as I'm alive. And thank you again, Mayor, for having me.
Amen. No, it's great to have you doing all of this. And again, I know myself and many, many others in the community appreciate all of your efforts. So thank you.
Just remember, freedom is not free.
Amen. Well, thank you so much, Art. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching online. Clifford Lane, have to give a shout out to Clifford. I just see him, and he is a Marine in Southern Illinois that works for his county's dispatch, and he's a great follower of KRIM, and hope you have a wonderful day, brother, in Illinois. Hopefully it's not too cold out there. All right, well, time to get back to the music with some Paul McCartney and Wings, Weezer, Spirit, REO Speedwagon, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Today's KRIM weather forecast. For days today, surrounding areas,
All right.
a downcast
Canada, guys.
Matthew Harding.